Hey everyone, welcome to another training video in SC-300 Microsoft Identity and Access Administrator series. In this training video, I will talk about the auditing, monitoring and reporting capabilities of the Entra ID and the other identity concepts like cryptography for identities and the Copilot for security. My name is Navneet Kumar and I'm a Microsoft certified trainer. In case you are new to this channel, please do subscribe it for future updates. Without any further ado, let's get started. The auditing is one of the key capability of the AAA servers. The authentication and authorization, the two A's I have already covered in the previous video, and the auditing is the third capability. You can say auditing or accounting, which keeps a track on the activities, who accessed and whether that resource was accessed, whether this operation was successful or not. These things are tracked and the logs are stored. The collection of the logs, access logging, change logging, alerting, reporting methodologies and reporting types are the key components of auditing. It helps in proactive or reactive reporting and alerts to enforce the policies and identify the problems quickly, which means that we can proactively look for the issues and drill down into the issues and troubleshoot them, or reactively we can mitigate these issues by looking for the statistics at the audit logs. The governance of auditing data ensures that the proper authorization, historical accuracy and the compliance. The collation and centralization of the audit data from the disparate resources. The governance, risk and compliance (GRC) is one of the important factors that organizations of all sizes are constrained by their available resources, be it financial, people and time. To achieve an effective return on investment, the organizations must prioritize where they will invest. The implementation of security across the organization is also constrained by this. So, to achieve an appropriate ROI on security, the organizations need to first understand and define its priorities. We go with build and maintain, logging, monitoring, and auditing. Then, again, based on the feedback, we build and maintain these solutions. This helps in continuous improvements and the implementation of the best practices. Talking about the monitoring, we should always think of the zero trust, which is based on three important pillars: verify explicitly, verify each and every service request on all available data points, use the least privilege permissions principle, assign the necessary access to users, and assume there can be a breach. The Microsoft Cybersecurity reference article for the MCRA, for the reference architectures for the Microsoft Cybersecurity, I will put in the description of this video. Monitoring and diagnostics are crucial for the availability and resiliency. We can create a monitoring checklist where we can monitor on all these parameters, like applications have logs and metrics, components are monitored and correlated with the application's telemetry, key metrics, thresholds and indicators are defined and captured, a health model defined based on the performance and availability. Use the Azure Service Health and the Azure Resource Health for alerts related to the service health and resource health. Monitor long-running workflows for the failures. The monitoring services that we can use are Azure Monitor, one of the consolidated service that consolidates the activity logs, monitoring or the monitoring of the Azure resources or the non-Azure resources also with the help of Azure Monitoring Agent. Application Insight, to get the insightful information of the applications by instrumenting these applications using this application insight SDK. Azure Service Health, Resource Health for the health status of the Azure services and resources. Azure Resource Manager and the Azure policies are the components. Talking about the cryptography related to identity solutions, the cryptography is the process of converting the data so that the only specific recipient will be able to read it. And cryptography plays a crucial role when it comes to the authentication, whether it be the NTLM authentications or the Kerberos authentications we do. So they use the authentication mechanisms, whereas the industry standard authentication protocols like SAML, OpenID, Connect, or the WS federations also rely on the digital signing and the cryptography that we discussed in the previous video about the components of the authentication. The hashing is one of the important component that hashing, the creation of the statistically unique fixed length value to act as a unique identifier in it. Passwords are hashed instead of transmitted over the internet, and this is one-way encryption, which means that the plain text is converted into ciphertext and it cannot be converted back. Digital signatures are used to maintain the authenticity and the non-repetition, or the identities are not tempered, the tokens are not tempered. Encryption, the process of encoding the data into the ciphertext to for the storage purpose or for the transmission, so that it maintains the confidentiality of it. The Copilot for security is one of the crucial component that we can use today. The Microsoft Copilot for security is AI powered. It's cloud-based tool that is designed to help the security analysts respond to the threats faster. It can process the data at machine speed and assess the risks more efficiently. It combines the advanced LLM, large language models, with a specific model for the Microsoft. It integrates with the Microsoft and the non-Microsoft sources. The Copilot learns rapidly to identify and respond to the emerging threats. The key capabilities of the Copilot are like it is based on the LLM we discussed. We can integrate it with Microsoft, non-Microsoft sources. It can learn at the machine speed. Enterprise data is protected by the comprehensive enterprise compliance and the security controls. Talking about the use cases of the Copilot for security, we have several use cases like incident summarization. It simplifies the complex security alerts into clear, actionable summaries. Whereas we have impact analysis, we can assess the potential impact of the security incidents for faster response and the decision making. We also can do the reverse engineering of the scripts. It can analyze the complex command line scripts and explain them in a natural language. The guided response, so it provides the step-by-step guidance for the incident response, covering the triage, investigation, containment, and the remediation. For more details about the security Copilot, you can visit the description of this video, where I have put the reference link of Microsoft Learn for more details. Well, this brings to the end of this module and the learning path as well, where we discussed about the zero trust, which is based on these three pillars: verify explicitly, least privilege model, and assume breach. We talked about why identities are required. We discussed about the authentication, who you are; authorization, the process of checking whether you have the access or not; auditing, what they did or what you did in the network; administration and maintenance of it. Identify the designs, the centralized identity management or decentralized identity management, or business to business or business to consumer you want to go with. Other identity concepts we discussed about the tokens, claims, assertions, user accounts, subscriptions, tenants, cryptography, and license and MAU. Well, this brings to the end of this learning path. There will be reference materials for decentralized identity, DID, secure identity with zero trust, billing models for Microsoft Entra external identities, and claim-based authentications. Other reference links will be there